Hello, 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 kings and queens. Welcome to the Mogul Mommy Network. We are here this beautiful Monday afternoon with our amazing guest, Tiana Ransom.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Mogul Mommy's Maps. As you all can see, I lost my voice. We had an amazing weekend in Orlando where we got to mastermind with a lot of amazing people. We got to go to the beach. We got to share a lot of value. We got to just help a lot of people get set up for their next 90 days of success. So I was one of the instructors. Tiana was one of the instructors. She did an amazing presentation about smart mission, which I'm going to let her do most of the talking only because, as you can see, I got my honey though, y'all, all natural, unfiltered. Shout out to Jordan at I Define. Right. He was keeping us going this weekend with his herbs. Y'all, it's absolutely amazing to continue to network with new entrepreneurs every year at these masterminds. And it has been an absolute blast as well.
Right.
Hello, 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 hello. My Turn Radio. We are also on live. Right. You can join us streaming from the internet with My Turn Radio, a part of Right on the Money with one of my other business partners, Aisha Wright. So again, we're streaming live from multiple platforms. So welcome. We're super excited about this Mogul Mommy Map series. Yeah. So before I sip my tea, I'm going to give you the tea, okay?
I'm going to get my notes ready, right?
I'm going to give y'all the tea about this queen right here, Miss Tiana Ransom of Role Model I Never Had, right? I met this queen 3-4 years ago now.
2017.
Yep. And we were talking about Forex. We were talking about trading. We were learning trading. We created a partnership where we created an amazing team of people who were learning Forex, who were learning how to trade, how to manage their money. Tiana was at that time in a relationship with one of the other instructors. So we were learning Forex from him, but she was a marketing beast. She's always been a marketing beast ever since I've known her. She's been a marketing beast.
Appreciate it.
So yes, like organic traffic. Yeah, her gift of gab, she definitely knows how to use it as her superpower. And long before internet marketing, she has a long history with music and promotion and helping people. So it was no surprise because we did share a similar background. That's our plug. Y'all know I like to always talk about how I'm plugged with my guests.
Right.
And we were both in promotions. And we both started young, promoting artists, promoting parties. So we had that mindset, that hustle mindset, that people mindset, that serving mindset. And we just clicked, man, y'all. We clicked. She's exactly 10 years older than me. We both have 2 boys. It was just like a bestie match made in heaven, right? Business bestie match made in heaven. So I met her back then, y'all. She has so much that she's going to share with y'all, but she's an amazing person, full of energy, full of life. The queen of manifesting this weekend was amazing. Y'all don't understand.
Yes, it was.
Y'all don't understand. Every time I get around her, my manifesting power goes to 10 because she's on 100.
120.
Every time. Yeah, that's for real. That's really life. So every time she always brings that energy. So she brought a lot of that value this weekend in Orlando. Shout out to Florida, Orlando, and that sunny weather. Oh, I want to go back. But
right. So real quick, y'all, I just want to do a real quick recap of what was talked about over the weekend, right? Shout out to Jordan for coming in and smashing my topic and not even really knowing what I was going to talk about. But he came right in talking about goals and mindset, right? And in the midst of me going through my presentation, I had like a premonition, I guess you can say. the whole thing was surrounded by SMART goals, but we all set goals. Everybody set goals, especially at the beginning of the year. We set goals, but not everybody complete those goals. Not everybody will follow through with those goals. But when we set missions, right? When we set missions, we aim to hit those missions every single time. So real quick, SMART goals or SMART missions, however you want to put it, is definitely an acronym, right? SMART, the S is for specific,
Yes.
right? And I'm going to go through it real quick and kind of break those down. M is for measurable. A is for achievable, right? R is for realistic. And T is for time frame. So real quick, what is specific, right? Let me go through that for you. So being specific basically means being specific on what it is that you want, what it is that you're going after. It is very critical, right? That your goals are as specific as possible, right? Many people set goals that are vague in nature and not precise, right? I just said that.
I want to lose weight.
Right. I want
more money.
Right. Mm-hmm. And the problem with this is that it makes it hard to determine how to get them and how to judge when we actually achieve them. Right. I'm not going to go through all of it per se because I want to get through this and
because our masterclass is coming soon
of your time, right? Being measurable. That's what the M is for. As demonstrated in the above examples, goals, right? Goals also need to be measurable. Got to be measurable. You have to be able to say, I'm going to do this by this, right? Gotcha. I'm like, what? So if someone is going to school, they may say, I want to be more committed and involved in school, right? But the problem with that is that might not be measurable. We all want to be successful at something, but how do you go about measuring what it is that you want?
Right.
How would you be able to tell that goal has been reached, right? So what is the criteria for getting what you want, right? Will you attend every class this month and study for an hour every day? That's how you measure that, right? Moving on to achievable.
And really quick, we definitely want to plug My Turn radio listeners right now. I know some of y'all may be driving, y'all walking,
right?
But go ahead and follow Miss Tiana Ransom. You can find her on Facebook, Tiana Ransom, Instagram, Tiana Ransom.
Role model I never had on Instagram, Facebook, Tiana Ransom. Also, if you want to reach out to me, call me, text me. You have any questions for me, the number is 678-724-6307, and I will repeat that at the end of the broadcast. So moving on to achievable. Achievable is basically to build confidence, right? Build confidence that your goals needs to be reasonable and achievable, right? In other words, you do not want to set yourself up for failure, as it will not help you to achieve any of your goals or missions that you set for yourself. Stay motivated, right? If a person is trying to write a book, they may tell themselves, I'm gonna write a book. I've done this, right? I told myself I'm going to write a book. And it actually took me 3 years to actually complete my book, which I just completed in February of this year.
Yes.
Right? It's called Faith, right? It's called Faith for all issues to him or her. But I just didn't say I want to write this book and sat down and wrote a book. Right. No, I had to plan it out and make sure that those chapters was achievable and obtainable for me to actually hit. Right. Moving on to realistic, right? Pretty much similar to achievable. Got to be real, right? Don't sit up here and say, I want to make $1 million this month and you never made 10K in a month.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. So another aspect of goals is that it needs to be, again, realistic. With that being said, we are big believers in thinking big and stretching reality, right? However, you do need to understand your capabilities and current abilities when you are making goals. Period.
Yeah.
You have to take that in consideration. You say you want to make $100,000 this month, but again,
you have no tools, no resources, no education.
Right. How are you going to go about doing that? Mm-hmm. Right. And then the last one is time frame. Yes. Right. You want to put T for time frame. You want to put a time stamp on it. right? I know I'm gonna give y'all a brief story about my history and
Great.
timestamps because I got a lot of them, but I'm gonna just give you this one. So when I made a decision, which is one of the things that you really have to do, you have to make a decision. You have to decide what it is that you really want, right?
Yeah.
And when I made that decision that, hey, I'm just gonna move from Texas, right, where I was born and raised, to Georgia, where I didn't have any friends, family, really nobody.
We didn't even do the background, right? Y'all. This is her background. We kind of started off
right into
the meat. We gave you the meat up front. She giving it, but this is the backstory.
When I made that decision to move from Texas to Georgia, I put a time on it. When I made that decision, it was in I say the last quarter of 2012, and I said I was going to give myself a year, right?
What sparked that decision that I gotta go? What sparked that?
Well, what sparked it was that I wanted more out of life. I knew that everything that I was doing at that period of time in my life, it wasn't fulfilling. And I knew that there was more out there for me, so I had to go find it. Like what really sparked it was I lost my mother. It's for the most part, it's always something life-changing, right? Yeah. I lost my mom, and a lot of people think that, oh, that's a negative connotation. And in reality, for me, right, it was a blessing in disguise. Mm-hmm. It was a blessing in disguise because it forced me to grow up. It forced me to become the role model I never had, right? So with that being said, it was like it was time for me to figure out who I was. I didn't know who I was, right? I was constantly living for other people, right? I was listening to my grandmother and other people telling me that I should do this and I should do that. Yeah. But in reality, it's not about what they telling you to do. It's not about what they want you to do. It's about what you want to do. That's the only way a person can truly be happy. So I had to go find happiness, right? I needed to know who I was and become the person that I am today to even be here on this podcast and on this live with you.
And for those of you who are out there, because a lot of you have felt this. You felt this. I felt this. And it's just my mom really wants this. My dad really wants this. My kids really want this. Right. But it's not what do you want? It's what do you really want? And not I want more money so I can give my kids the stuff they ask for. That's not what you want. That's what they want. What do you want? You want to make your children happy, right?
And the only way that you can truly make your children happy is by you being happy yourself. Right. So if you don't know how to find happiness, right? How can you make anybody else around you happy?
You gotta.
There's no way possible. So you have to know who you are as a person, and you have to know that without a shadow of a doubt, whatever it is that you want, you can have. Right? You can do, you can be, and you can have whatever you want. So focus on what it is that you want. A lot of people focus on what they don't want, and then wonder why am I getting what I don't want? Right. It's because that's what you're focusing on.
Relationship.
It's because of what you're focusing on.
Job. The same every year. And just for my story, y'all, it was every year religiously. And I didn't find that out until I did this exercise. And if you're in a point of your life where you're stuck, because like she said, we're in a part of her story where she was stuck. She didn't know what to do. She's like, not this. Right. Just not this. Right. What I had to do was write it. I bought this big old, as big as the classroom, y'all, the whiteboards. I bought a big one. I put it on my room, my wall. I hung it up and I wrote January, February, March, all the way through December. And then what did I do? Because you remember them life events that happened. You remember when you lost your cousin. You remember when you lost your job. When you broke up with your boyfriend, when you had a baby. I wrote it out, y'all. I wrote it.
That timeline.
I wrote it, the seasons. Every spring I broke up with my boyfriend. I'm so serious. Every spring. And then right in the summer, I was single. By the winter, we was talking. We got back together, and then the winter didn't work. And spring, we was back out of there again. Like, it was the same thing. The car broke down. Oh my gosh, the car break down every October, September, or fall. In fall, because seasons you can do it. The third, and it happened to you every year, y'all. It's not coincidence that it happened. Write it down and see what's happening.
Real quick, y'all, if y'all on here watching, make sure you hit that like button, hit that love button, send it out there to the universe, hit that share button, right? Let people know that we're on here live. Come check us out. She's here every Monday
at 4 to 5. with the
Eastern
right
Standard
on the
Time.
money. Eastern is important. Right on the money talk, y'all. Right on the money is from 4 to 6 with Aisha Wright. As you see, we right on the money. These are mogul moms, business owners. We started from experience and we went from there. We started from experience and we went from there.
Right.
We connected with My Term Radio. They gave us this platform to bring you all of this value. So we're here every weekend on Mondays. Your Monday evening, come spend it with us.
Right.
Come learn and grow. So T, you said you were stuck. You had just lost your mom and it's time to go. So what you do?
Well, what I did was the obvious. I started planning, right? I started planning. I went to one of the dollar stores and got 3 of the little bitty notebooks, right? And on one of them, I wrote jobs, right? On another one, I wrote apartments and houses so I can look for somewhere to stay. And this may be funny, but the third one, I wrote skates because I love to skate. So I had to find a skating ring, right?
She does.
So I had to find a skating ring as well. And everything happened just the way that I planned it. People ask me, well, where are you going to live? Well, I'm going to live in Cobb County. Right? Well, where are you going to work? I'm going to work for Northside Hospital. Right? And in the process of making that transition, I literally moved to Cobb County. That's where I got my very first apartment and only apartment, actually, the whole time I lived in Atlanta or Cobb County. Right? And I also got a full-time job at Northside Hospital. I had been in Georgia for about 6 months. And prior to that, I was making a decision to transition right back to Texas because I could not find a full-time job. I was actually working 2 part-time jobs and wasn't getting enough hours to even pay the bills. And I said, okay, God, guess what I'm about to do? I'm about to pack up and go back home. And God said, no, you're not. You made this plan. Here it is for you. So in the process of me waiting on this full-time job, that job was being created for me. They opened up a whole new section in the hospital, right?
I love this part. I love this part, y'all.
A whole new section in this hospital so that I could be able to work this full-time position. Right? It brings chills to me because this is something that I manifested. This was something that I literally wanted and I wrote it. I made it plain.
That's what I wanted to talk about was the manifestation part.
Yep.
Like you literally, and again, we're going back to smart, y'all, right? Smart. It was realistic, right? Measurable. Where's she going? How long she got?
Let me tell y'all, because I literally said a year that I was going to move to Georgia. I did it in 10 months. I didn't even make it to a full year. I had my apartment already ready. I had everything. I had everything waiting for me already here. The only thing that wasn't ready for me when I got here, and by the way, I moved right around the corner from a skating ring as well. So I literally manifested every single thing that I wanted to happen. Right? Along the way, somewhere I lost my vision. And after that, I found it again because I ended up getting sick in 2015. And 6 months later, I had a clean bill of health. I healed myself because I stayed in a happy state. I stayed in the state to where I literally was able to pull myself out of that situation that I was in. The doctor said, the doctor couldn't tell me nothing because the doctor even said that I couldn't have any more kids, right? Let me talk about that just briefly. The doctor said that I couldn't have any more kids. And in 2019, I had my very first daughter and only daughter, right?
Baby.
My first and only daughter. I already have 2 other kids, 18 and 16 years of age. So just imagine my surprise when I'm like, you're pregnant. Wait, what? The doctor said in Georgia, I couldn't have any more kids. But here I am with a beautiful baby girl, right? So listen, don't let anybody tell you what you can't do or what you can't have or what you can't be. Because
I want to talk about on that because just the main thing that kind of jumps out to me, and you do this all the time, and it kind of helped me with it. And like you said, once you believe it and once you know, it was something specifically that you did, specifically that I believe activates your manifestation powers every single time. Yeah, she wrote it down.
She
mentioned it, them 3 notebooks.
Write it down.
She wrote it down.
Make a plan and make it plain. That's what you have to do. You have, listen, one of my favorite quotes is if you can hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Whatever it is that you want, you can do. Have whatever you want. But here's the thing. A lot of people say they want this and they want that. And then you really don't believe you can have this and that. That's a hindrance.
Yeah.
That's a hindrance. That's a block. That's a limiting belief. That's a BS.
You challenging yourself. It's you against you. Stop fighting you.
Right. And it's a belief system within, right? I can talk about this all day long, but I'm going to be respectful of everybody's time. But manifestation, it's real.
Right.
A lot of people don't believe, but let me tell you, the 2 most powerful words in the English language is I am. The 3 most powerful words after I am is ask, believe, and receive.
Yeah.
The key word, though, in all of that is in the midst of that, ask, believe, receive, is believe.
Yeah.
You have to believe whatever you asking for, because if you don't believe, it's never going to happen.
Yeah. And to show you believe, you write it down, because that's the first, when you write down your vision, right? You made it real. That's real. It's now real.
Yes,
it's on a piece of paper. You can show it to somebody. Listen, mail it to yourself.
Yes.
Put it in the mail and be like, I want it to come back to my house a year from now. Mail yourself a letter. And then when you get that letter a year from now, see if you achieve those things. That's what makes it real. And so many people, and I love it. And we talk about Jim Carrey a lot. I love listening to him.
With the $10 million check.
With the $10 million check, he did it. He did it. Tony Robbins did it. They wrote it down.
Tiana did it.
Tiana did it. And when you write it down, right, we see, okay, now we just starting to see y'all.
Yes.
We see you, yes.
Proverbs 23:7,
yes. You write it down, and then it's real. Yes. And then when you see it, now your belief can grow more and more. A lot of people are like, I don't write it down, I just think about it. No, your mind switches every 8 to 10 seconds.
Listen, you can write it down. You can, after you write it, you can tear it up. You can set it on fire. You can mail it to yourself. It doesn't matter what you do with it after that point, because once you wrote it down, it's already done.
Right.
It's already done. But you have to believe. That's the hardest part, is actually believing that you are worthy of whatever it is that you ask for. Yes. And once you know without the shadow of a doubt that you believe that it's yours and it's on its way to you, it's literally on its way to you. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite scriptures, since Liberated Lorraine is out here throwing Proverbs 23:7 around, one of my favorite scriptures is now. Faith, Hebrews 11:1. All we have is now. We don't have yesterday. We don't have tomorrow. We don't even have 5 seconds from now. All we have is right now. Right. That's it. That's all.
Yes.
What do you want right now?
Right now.
Right now. What do you want?
Do you even know? Because like we said, just getting back to your story. At one point you didn't know. You didn't know. But now you're in Georgia. And now you're like, I still don't know. I'm here. And I still don't know.
I still
what
didn't know.
Do after that?
I still didn't know. I knew what I didn't want, right? That was one of the key things. I did know what I didn't want. And since I knew what I didn't want, I started to reverse engineer. Yes. I reversed engineered what I didn't want and started breaking down what I do want. Well, I know that I don't want to work for anybody else anymore. I know by the time I'm currently 40 years old, I knew by the time that I turned 35 that I didn't want to work for anyone anymore.
Right.
And literally about 4 months of me turning 35, I quit my job. Yes. Strictly off faith. Yes. I quit my job and haven't looked back since. Right.
Yeah. Is that any of y'all right now?
Yeah,
Drop in the comments. Again, My Turn Radio. We know y'all listen digitally online. Over 20,000 listeners with My Turn Radio. Awesome. And right on the money. Money segment. Huge, y'all. Huge. And we've been highlighting Queens all March. That's why we have Miss Tiana Ransom, role model I never had. We're highlighting because we want y'all to know, was that you? Do you want to quit right now? Are you in a shift? We're coming out of the Corona area.
Right.
And I want to talk about this just for 5 seconds. We're coming out of the era. What do you want to do now? Do you want to go back to a job? Does your job even exist? Because a lot has changed.
Right.
Do you like being a stay-at-home mom and you like more times with your kid?
Right.
Or do you like traveling and you want to take your gang on the road with you? What is it that you want? What is it? Write it down. Tell somebody. Put it in a journal. Put it into the universe, right?
Right. Put it
out there in the universe. What did you do after now? Like you said, you didn't know what you wanted. Now you're like, I know what I do want. How did you push forward to the 6-figure earner that you are now? You've been helping hundreds of families earn digitally online. So literally Wi-Fi and a smart system, and they've been able to earn over 20 licensed insurance agents over the last year. 20 licensed insurance. That's 20 people who are able to make a six-figure income now. Right. They're in position because they're licensed.
Right.
And you did that.
Well, I transitioned. I originally, like she said, started out with Forex, but Forex wasn't fulfilling for me because I personally did not want to step up to that leadership role and become that teacher for Forex. So I had to step up and figure out what it was that I wanted to do, right? What was going to fulfill me, what was going to make me happy. And the one thing that makes me happy is marketing, right? Marketing and advertising. I love being able to help small business owners grow their businesses online. Well, in the process of that, Corona hit, right? So my business took a hit, and I was like, I had to think on my feet.
So what business? I know what business was that at that time?
Right. So I had to think on my feet really, really quickly. And during the pandemic, I was like, oh shoot, I don't have any life insurance. So let me grab some life insurance real quick. And in the process of getting that life insurance, I asked the agent who wrote my policy,
right,
how much did you make off that policy? I never got a accurate answer, but it was still intriguing to me because I really wanted to know how this life insurance business worked.
Yeah.
So I was able to come in and within the first 30 days to go get licensed in the state of Texas, right? And I was able to help 20 other agents go out and do the same exact thing unknowingly. I didn't even know people was watching.
Yes.
Right? So
they're always watching.
Right. So with that being said, I am in the life insurance business. I help people go out, get their life insurance license. We do have a free training, right? So you don't have to pay for anything, but you do have to pay for your licenses. You have to pay for your exam. And it's different for every state. So I don't want to put out any numbers and y'all say, well, she said. No, every state is different.
Right.
So you pay for your exam. And as soon as you pay for your exam, 2 weeks, right? You have 2 weeks to go take that exam. Once you take that exam, you get your background. You have to have a background checklist and you're dealing with people's finances. Right?
Yes.
You're dealing with people's finances, so your background has to be clean, no felonies. The last thing that you would have to pay for is your actual license, right? Whatever state you're in, you have to pay for those licenses.
Yeah.
That's really all of the money that you're coming out of pocket for.
So basically, you're saying under $500,
under $200, depending on what state you're in.
So roughly, but definitely under $500.
Yeah.
Some of y'all just got paid these checks. And they're coming, and y'all trying to figure it out. Under $500, under $500, you can get positioned to become a life insurance agent, where you can make a six-figure income. And this is, and I wanna talk about this really quick because you did it for the last year. You've been doing this for the last year, right? So in your last company, we just want to know what kind of results you got, what kind of results did you get? And I know, and I'm trying to be chill about it because, I'm going to let her toot her horn because she deserved to toot too. Okay? So just last year, what was your experience in this field?
So last year, like I said, it was the summer, June, the middle of June when I made that decision. It was the middle of July when I actually passed my exam. In the process within those 30 days, I probably brought in about 34 agents just within those 30 days, right? I literally hit
34.
In 60-day mark, I skipped like 5 ranks.
5 ranks, people. The leadership, she goes ham. I'm like, y'all don't understand how big that is because y'all wondering if you can do it.
Right.
She just told you.
I have a 1-year-old daughter.
She just told you.
She wasn't even 1 yet. She was still a baby. She was like 7 months old.
Right.
So,
yeah. How long did it take you to pass your exam? Because that's the important part, pass an exam.
So when I literally made the decision, right? I had to decide. No, when I actually decided, because even when I signed up with this old company, I still had made a decision all the way 100% to go past that exam. So when I made that decision, I was going through the training and I completed the training within a weekend. I had originally scheduled my exam for the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna give myself 6 weeks. But after I completed that course, that study course, that Sunday before I was even out of training, right? Here I was rescheduling my exam for that following Wednesday. So there was no way that I could reschedule, right? So I scheduled it for that Wednesday. Self-positive talk, right? People say you're crazy.
Speak life.
No.
Speak life.
You have to talk to yourself. You have to speak those right words to yourself. You have to speak life.
If you don't do it, who's gonna do it?
Right. So I spoke life to myself and told myself that, hey, in the state of Texas, you need a 70 to pass, and that's it. The entire time I'm getting ready for this exam, I'm telling myself, hey, you got this. You're gonna pass this exam with a 75 or better. I'll kid you not. I walked out of there with a 76. 76.
Yes, so that's that manifestation power.
And it doesn't matter if you get 100 or if you get a 70 or whatever the criteria is for your state.
Right.
You're getting the same exact license that everybody else has.
Exactly.
Right. But what I like about the current company that I'm with, right? I'm no longer with the company.
So the process is a little different,
right?
Or is it?
It is. Okay. It's a lot different because what I'm doing now is I am a broker. I'm an insurance broker, so I'm able to help multiple people with if one person get declined. Then what I can do next is go try another carrier. Right. I didn't have that option with the old company that I was with.
Right.
And another reason why I left is because I didn't want to be held captive in the compensation, right? The compensation
before
is
we
totally
go
different.
Before we go, because the money is important, but that's not the important part, right? You need the money.
Right.
You need the money so you can get what you want, what you really want. Y'all don't really want the money. You really want the time, the stress relief. You want the love. That's what you want.
Right.
So, but in between getting to the money, the training, we know that system is there for you. That process, though, for you, like you said, you have to make up your mind to do this, y'all.
Yep. It's definitely a life-changing decision.
Right.
But what I can tell you is that the system that we have in place for anybody who wants to learn how to do this, it's very, very simple. I'm not going to sit up here and say it's easy because it is work. You do have to put in the work. But we just had somebody, shout out to John, last week alone, he did $112,000 on his own pen. Let me say that again, because I don't think y'all understand the power, that we have
on his own way.
When we have this type of
freedom,
when we have this type of support, right? When we have the people that want to see us succeed, when you surround yourself with like-minded individuals who really want to see you win and you plug and play, you will succeed as long as you get out of your own way. Right. John did $112,000 last week, 7 days, you guys. It really wasn't even 7 days. It was more like 4 days because we only run 4 days out the week.
Right.
So with that being said, you can come in and you can, how much money do you want to make?
The freedom.
Right? How much money do you want to make? It's there for you to make.
Right.
So you have to decide, make a decision on what it is that you want to do with your life, even if it's not life insurance, because a lot of people is scared to even talk about life insurance because it's a very uncomfortable conversation, right? Nobody wants to talk about death, and really nobody wants to talk about their finances because they're not comfortable with any of it.
I will tell y'all, in every industry, and I was a server before this, in every industry, and I'm, done a couple other things. Like I said, I modeled, promo, but in every single industry, if you run the numbers, people's fear in business is money. Mm-hmm. What sense does that make? Their fear in business, when they go out to eat, they spending time with their family. They don't want to cook. They just want to relax, sit back and stress. Do you know what they're thinking about at the end? Nothing matters. It doesn't matter if the meal went perfect. They're thinking about the money. How is that going to go? If it doesn't go smooth, it can be hell for a server. If it goes perfect, it could mean the difference between a 20 tip and a 5 or no tip.
At all,
It's just the money, the anxiety of it. It's never about the money, y'all.
But see,
it's never about that.
It's I don't want to say it's never about the money, right? Because
what's behind the money?
What can you do without money? Right. There's not anything that you can do without money. money is not everything, is what people say,
tool.
right? It's not everything, but what can you do without it?
Right.
Like, the same thing with air.
I was gonna say, Les Brown.
You need to be able to breathe.
Right?
You need to be able to breathe.
Right.
So with money, if you don't have money, you can't
Yeah.
pay your bills, right?
Yeah.
You can't eat, right? There's a whole lot of things that you can't do.
Right.
So saying money is not everything, I don't technically agree with that. Right? Because money,
but it's never about
but money isn't everything.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker.
Yeah.
Money is only energy.
Right.
Money is only energy.
Right.
And when people understand that we don't need money, money need us
to move,
because it's pointless without us. Money does not it doesn't spend itself.
Right.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Right. So once we get that mentality in our head that
it's
money is only energy. Yeah. Right. Money is an exchange from person to person.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
You can't be fearful of money. Right.
So on your journey, because now we said you're we're not gonna say you're where you're at, because I already know the big dreams, got big goals. But for where you're at right now, how would you say, what has been your biggest like aha moment? What has been your biggest thoughtful moment from that transition, like we said, where you're running your digital marketing business, you're helping families, do that, and then Corona comes, you can't, and you didn't, the bounce back was there, like it really was no bounce down.
No transition.
Yeah,
it's no real transition for me.
Right.
Because once it's all about, again, making up your mind. I know that I can go out and break ranks. Yeah. It's nothing for me to do it.
Yeah.
But what about the people who don't have that belief in themselves? Right. I'm no different than you, right? I'm from the hood. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. No.
Right.
However, I know I believe I have enough belief in myself that my belief pour onto others.
Yeah.
And it has them believing in themselves and knowing that they can have whatever they want.
Yeah.
So the transition for me, it wasn't really a transition. It was just like, oh, well, let's do this over here because I can help a lot more people this way.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that's really what it's all about for me. It's about helping other people because I know I'm gonna grow.
Yeah.
But what about the people who feel stuck? What about the people who's complacent? Right? What about the people who don't know what to do next because Corona did shut their business down or their jobs down, or they was forced to stay home with kids and wasn't able to go to work, or whatever the case may be. We were all faced with something.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is a person just have to decide.
Right.
That's it. Once they make that decision, then push forward.
Right.
And surround yourself with those people that you want to be like. Right.
Perfect.
Because if you're not surrounded by them, you're surrounded by people who's just like you. And now y'all all sitting confused
in the same
and trying
circle.
to figure out where do we go from here.
And speaking of mastermind, because again, y'all, we just came from an amazing mastermind. Find out where we're going next. I'm not talking about it now because we just came back from Orlando. Y'all finna get these Orlando picks for the next 6 weeks.
Just know in 90 days, we already have our next mastermind already planned out.
Yes.
So if you want to attend that mastermind with me as a speaker, Queen Leah as a speaker, and two others,
so many more. Who knows? Because it really grows, y'all.
We may bring on another person, right? Or two, right? So if you want to be at that event, hit one of us up and let's see how we can make sure that you're there with us getting this knowledge, right? If you want to be a speaker or a vendor, that's available as well. So options. Reach out. Let's grow, y'all. It's grow time.
The teamwork, y'all. Teamwork makes the dream work. And as you continue to build your organization, you continue to help all of these people. Because like you said, you got to stay in that mindset. You got to surround yourself. So here them free nuggets, y'all. Here go the nuggets. We want to know who you listening to, Queen T, that got you so hyped. Who your mentor or your favorite listener, so that the people from My Turn Radio, people from Facebook, from Instagram, YouTube, everybody out there, they can start right now. They can go they can be like, well, this is where T started. Let me see if I can start from here. Who inspires you, or who do you listen to keep you so motivated?
It's a lot. I don't even really have just one, but I'm gonna name a couple.
Okay.
Eric Thomas. Right?
Yes, I love it too.
ET, he gives
Thank
me
God
hype.
it's Monday.
Right. He gets me hype every Monday morning. I personally have my 5 a.m. prayer and meditation calls, but on Mondays, no, I'm listening to ET at 5 a.m. Central Standard Time 6, and he's on Clubhouse, right?
Yes.
So if anybody who have an iPhone, you're more than welcome to tap in too. Lisa Nichols, right? I love me some Lisa. I love Lisa Nichols. Absolutely love. Yeah. She's one of those female role models that I never had, right? I'm always listening to Bob Proctor. Always reading every single day, Think and Grow Rich. I'm reading an excerpt for I made it a habit within the last it's been about 10 months now, to do my 5 a.m. prayer meditation.
Every day, people.
To do my
every
in Orlando
morning.
And they looking at me like I'm crazy because they just went to sleep. But I'm up at 5 a.m. because I wasn't the one that was about to go out and party. Because,
are those for just your team, or can anybody?
No, anybody can join. Anybody that wants to get on these calls, it's available. It's free. Okay. We do a 10-minute prayer.
Zoom.
Yeah, we do a 10-minute prayer meditation, and then we're listening to Stranger's Secret, right, by Earl Nightingale, and then we're reading Think and Grow Rich for about 10-15 minutes, and that's how we start our morning. And we set up our tents, whatever it is that we want to do for that day, and we go on about our day.
Yeah, it's an amazing experience, y'all. When I say she's on every day, I get on. But it's an amazing experience to start your day like that. You know, sometimes my day, I can't do it all. So to tap in to network where it's not long, it's an hour of power. Right. Tony Robbins says it. You need at least an hour for you every day. Right. What you give your job 40 a week, but you can't give yourself one. Listen. Give yourself that hour and join and get your day started right.
Listen. It's not about the companies that you join or the businesses that you start. None of that matters if your mindset is not there, right? You have to have that personal development. Yeah. And I tell my coaching students all the time, hey, it's not about what you do for a business or for whatever company that you're with. It's about what you do for yourself. And when you do start that business, you don't start one, you start two, right? Because you yourself become that business, right? So with that being said, make sure that you're plugging into some type of personal development every single day.
Yes.
Make sure that you're doing that, because if you're not doing that, then how else are you going to expect to run a business? Right. You have, it's balance.
Yeah. You have to find that balance. And as a mom, and because again, like we said, she value packed. You see, I'm trying to y'all know when what was they saying? He was pumping in the oil well. We was listening to Zig Ziglar on the way back from Orlando.
Right.
And he was like, they was pumping in the oil and nothing came out. But as soon as it broke the levee, it just gushed out. That's her energy. That's her value. That's her vibe. So I'm trying to put the pump back on there so we can get a steady flow of energy. But this is every day, y'all. She's fired up, and that's the reason why she has the results, because her energy is so high. And being a mother and being a mom, and again, quick, I know My Turn Radio, all the listeners out there, I know hopefully y'all getting a lot of value from Miss Tiana Ransom, her brand role model I never had. You can find her on Instagram there, Facebook, Tiana Ransom, My Turn Radio with the Writer on the Money show, airing every single Monday evenings from 3 to 6. You can join us during that time. But again, there's so many women listeners. There's so many mogul mommies. That's why I really was excited about this segment, because y'all trying to find this balance. And this energy, like I said, she give her business this. So where's the energy for the mommy time and the me time? That balance. What's a good way that you find a balance for that?
Well, really, my daughter is with me for the most part 24/7, right? I just literally had to put her in daycare because I was at the very last minute invited to this mastermind to be a speaker. So I had to, rearrange some things really quickly so I could make that happen.
Yes.
And it happened. I just made a decision and said, yes, I'm going to do it. And it happened, right? So finding that balance is basically like you write any other plan, right? What time are you going to do your job? You got to be at work at 8, so you clock in at 8. You don't get off until 5, but in between times you take your breaks. This is no different. You schedule in your time with your kids. You schedule in that time that you're going to run your business. You schedule in that time for yourself. That's the reason why I get up at 4 a.m. I really don't get up at 5. I started at 5. I wake up every morning at between 4 and 4:30 to be exact. And that's my me time, right? Yes. After that, I know it's time to get my baby up if she haven't already woke up with me, right? And then
the TV up, y'all. Right, she is a boss baby.
And then I after I get her ready and get her situated, you know, I get a little bit more me time in before I start work. So, yeah.
So schedule it in. Make time for the things that you care about. If this is something you say you want to do, make time for it. You got to sacrifice. And again, being a mom, a mogul mom, which means, mogul is an empire. It means you got moving pieces.
Right.
That sacrifice, again, like she said, once she sacrificed sleep, she's up at 5, 4. She says that's one sacrifice. What would you say is another sacrifice that you you're like, man, it's a sacrifice? Because if it wasn't for the fact that I want this, I would do that more.
The sacrifice is my kids. I'm sacrificing right now. My kids are in Texas and I'm here in Georgia. So I'm sacrificing that time away from my kids.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest sacrifice, right? But the reward is so great, right? It's so great. And I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for people who want to know how they can do it for themselves, right? And I'm doing this so that my kids can have that positive role model that I never had, right?
Exactly.
So with that being said, the biggest sacrifice is the time that I'm away from my kids. Other than that, I don't see anything as a sacrifice.
Yeah.
There is no sacrifices for me.
Awesome.
At this point, now when I first started, there was a lot of sacrifices because I moved away from family and really didn't. I quit my job and moved 700 plus miles away. I sacrificed driving, right? I had never ever left Texas. Listen, never.
Wow.
And listen how powerful this is. I use this example a lot because when you're in the middle of cooking dinner or cooking something and you get tired or you want to go to sleep or your phone ring or something happens and you want to just quit, but you can't.
Right.
You have to finish what you started. That's kind of how my journey was.
You still got to change the baby.
Right.
Still got to close the deal. Still got to make sure dinner get cooked.
That's kind of how my journey was when I was transitioning to Georgia from Texas. I was literally on my way and I was halfway. I was at the halfway mark.
Yeah.
Halfway is what from here is Jackson, Mississippi. So I'm there in Jackson, Mississippi, and I pull over almost on the side of the road and just break out in tears because what am I doing? Right? I'm stepping out on faith, first of all. But really, what am I doing? I'm moving 700 plus miles away from everything and everybody that I've ever known.
Yeah.
Right?
Straight out of the comfort zone.
Right.
That's where it's at. That's the sweet spot. And it's uncomfortable.
Everything you ever wanted.
It's uncomfortable, y'all. She just said she pulled over from her drive to cry because that's how uncomfortable it was following what your calling was.
Yeah.
And when your purpose comes in, that purpose kick in, those fears, that little T, that baby T inside, that little Leah inside starts throwing fits. And mine do it. She still come out.
Yeah.
No, oh my God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to right now. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to do the live.
Right.
We got to get off a 6-hour drive and do an hour interview.
Right.
Why?
Right.
My stomach hurt. I'm hungry. But look where
all that.
Look where we're at. Look where we're doing. It's very uncomfortable to be successful. But you know what else is very, very uncomfortable?
Being broke.
Telling my kids that
I can't do it for you because I gotta choose between paying the rent or keeping the lights on,
you want to take.
Or because I was in that situation growing up. Anytime I wanted to do something, I was told, no, we can't afford it. So that was one of the limiting beliefs that I know that I had to let go of because money is not, listen, you guys, we went to the ocean yesterday, right? And I'm looking out at the ocean and it doesn't end. It doesn't end. There was no end point whatsoever, right?
I didn't see one.
No end point. We looking out. If you look up at the sky, there is no end. It doesn't end. So why should your money end? Because it's only energy, right? It doesn't stop, and it ends because you have a limited.
You said You said 100K. That's what you got.
You have a limiting belief, right? A lot of people say they want to make millions, and they do. They make those millions, but what happens when they get to that $1 million mark? They start to worrying and I got to do this and I got to do that, and then
that money blueprint kick in.
That money becomes a problem again, right? Because it's a worry.
Right.
However, you don't go to the beach with a spoon and say, I just want a little bit of money, or I just want a little bit of this water, right? You go with buckets.
Let me get a little sand. I just want a little bit.
You go with buckets, right? And if you with friends and family, you tell them to grab buckets too, because we want enough of this water.
Exactly.
Right?
Everybody.
We want to play with this water. Guess what?
Right.
Money is the same exact way. You stop asking just for enough to pay your bills.
Live in abundance. And that's the manifest.
Yeah.
We said the same thing, the opposite ends. Scarcity mindset. Y'all, you gotta flip them. It's it for real. Like, that's a scarcity mindset. It's only because you're programmed. We're computers. Right. And that's one reason why I love Smart Systems. Shout out. Okay, because it's a system. You were systemized to believe that you only need to make this much, and before you get greedy,
right?
That after 100K, you're greedy now. Right. You don't need that much. You know, after you donate to your church, that's it. They don't need that scarcity. You need to understand that you are from an abundant world. Every single year, the seasons change. Yes. Every single year, spring comes. Right. It may come during this time period. It may shift a little bit over here, but it's gonna come. Definitely. That's your money, and not even that it comes in seasons. It's always there. But sometimes the seed is under the ground. The seed is still there. If it ain't under the ground, it's in the wind. So it can go pollinate the next seed, so that it can go to the next person, so it can reproduce. But that energy is always flowing. So understand that that's your money. That's your mindset. Your mindset always flowing. Your money will always flow. But you got to tap in to that manifestation. So, T, man, it's so much. We could go, y'all, we could do this for another hour.
We can.
And if y'all enjoyed this evening with Tiana Ransom, My Turn Radio, right on the money. If you enjoyed it, please reach out to us. And that's what we're gonna get into next, is what's next. Oh, what's next? I shot a whole music video. Y'all gonna see.
We did.
Y'all gonna get it. So what's next? Where can they find you? What do you have going on? April's in a few days, 90 days. What's next?
What's next is I'm hiring 100 new agents. 100 new agents.
100.
We are hiring 100
all of
new agents. Right. Where? So you can reach out to me. I don't want to just put no, names out there with any companies or anything like that.
No, I mean, where you hiring the people from?
Everywhere. All over the United States. All over.
So if you live in the U.S. and you're listening My Turn Radio, and you're listening Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, everybody watching, 100 new agents. The goal is, what's the goal and how long? Because we need to let y'all know we're smart goals over here. They measurable, baby. They time sensitive, sweetie.
So we have 90 days. We have 90 days to the next mastermind event. So in 90 days, hiring 100 new agents.
100.
And again, this is all free. We're going to give you free training. We're going to give you everything free that you need to be successful and grow yourself as a licensed insurance broker, right?
Broker, not agent.
Even though we're hiring, you don't work for anyone but yourself.
Yes.
But you're in business for yourself, but you're never by yourself.
Exactly.
Right? So we're here to help you grow.
Yeah.
And that's my vision for the next 90 days.
Yes, 100 agents in 90 days, licensed brokerages, personal businesses. You have a community to support you. It's all there. So where can they find you? Because I want this info. I see y'all comments. Hold on. I was looking at them, but I'm finna see them again. Let me see.
You can find me on Facebook, Tiana Ransom. That's TIANA Ransom, RANSOM. Right? I have multiple pages, so just go find the one with the most recent post.
Yes.
give me a minute to remove some friends because I'm probably back at 5,000, right?
Abundance.
Yeah, abundance, right? So you can find me there. You can also find me on Instagram, role model I never had. That's ROLEI. I'm sorry, ROLEMODELINEVERHAD.
Yep,
Right?
what it say on the screen?
Right.
It's right there.
And my phone number 678-724-6307. Feel free to call, text. Text me first. Let me know it's you calling because I don't answer from numbers that I don't know. You have to leave a message, right?
That's a real number. That ain't no automated number.
That's a real number.
You're gonna get Queen Tia, all this energy,
no 1-800,
all this fire.
It's not a Google Voice number or anything like that. That's a real live number that you can reach me on, right?
Awesome.
So I'm just here to help as many as people as possible that want to change their lives.
Yeah.
Right? How much you want to make in a week?
Right.
Was it 5,000? Is it 10,000?
Right.
Right.
If it's not money, what is it? Do you want to travel?
Right. What is it that you want to do?
What do you want to do?
Let me help you figure out your purpose in life.
Yes.
Right. Let me help you set those smart missions. Right. Let me help you if you have issues with your money mindset. Mm-hmm. That was huge for me, and I absolutely love helping people get over that money mindset. Right. I absolutely love helping people.
We're gonna plug right there, y'all, because listen, she is a certified, registered, bona fide coach in multiple ways. Okay, y'all. Life coach, mindset coach, motivational. She got the licenses.
Meditation.
She got them. Okay, she got multiple. So hit her up. Like she said, you can call her Instagram, Facebook. You know what the mission is, 100 agents. So if you want to become one of those agents, you want to follow her lead.
Again, and absolutely free.
Absolutely free. Freebie.
You don't pay me anything. You pay the state for your license, and that's it.
For that, but understand, course coming soon. You better. What's next? We said, what's next? What's next?
So we have the book, Faith Forward All Issues to Him or Her.
Yes.
We also have the course dropping, right? 2 of them, Money Mindset and the Goal Success Coach.
Yes.
Right? Let me help you with your goals, right? Let me help you.
I know the way. My voice good for that. That's about the only thing I said. Y'all can really hear all that, right?
What you want? What do you want out of life? If you don't know, let me help you figure it out. Let's go through these motions, right?
Yeah.
Let's figure it out, what it is, what your purpose is, right?
And on this wrap up, y'all, again, because we've given so much value, so much, but we always got to drop them little nuggets. We're looking at 506, My Time Radio, Right on the Money segment. We have about another hour. Tune in to My Time Radio, where you can learn more about investing. You can learn more about money management, financial socialization, financial literacy. You don't know what these mean, hit us up because they're important. All right. Come network with more like-minded individuals, more amazing queens like Tiana Ransom, role model I never had. Y'all, she my real coach. Like, she really be on me. You're my real coach. We're not just business. We make money together and we pay each other.
Right.
Okay. That's the type of relationships that we want y'all understand. Pay for your value, because money is a tool and you got to use that tool to get more value. But again, My Turn Radio, y'all can join us for this last segment, 5 to 6, where you can tune in. Myself, Aisha Wright, Right on the Money, all these dope tools, this dope community. Man, y'all, it's just so much. I can't even. Come back next Monday if you want more. Okay.
Listen, before we get out of here, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. Right, this has been a huge experience for me, y'all. I manifest this. I manifest everything I do.
You're not lying.
Right. I manifest this. We talked about this 3 years ago. How we were going to travel together. How we were going to work together. How we was going to. Listen, and we're doing just that,
real.
right?
Like, we said it, but for real, I'm like, yep, and I'm gonna interview you.
Yeah.
And now 20,000 digital listeners right now. We're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's live and it's real. And you can do it too. You can do it. We promise you, because we did it and we're helping so many more people do it. Myself, an organization of 2,500 people,
Right.
cryptocurrency last year.
Right.
25.
Right.
Yes. Yeah,
Right.
that's over 2,000 people with crypto, over 20 registered agents. We're giving out everything that we use.
I'm putting everybody in a position to win. Right.
Everything that we use. It's all the same stuff.
Everybody in position
plug
to
in
win.
and commit, right?
Right.
Smart missions, right?
Right.
S. What S?
Specific.
Specific. M.
Measurable.
Measurable. A.
Achievable.
Achievable. R.
What is R?
R is reliable.
Realistic.
Realistic. I knew it. And T is time sensitive.
Bam.
Yep. I knew most of them. So you can remember to come learn more about smart missions, learn more about smart goals, connect with myself, Leah Laverne, Tiana Ransom, role model I never had. This is amazing. Go find her. Watch this video. If you got value, share it. All of this content is free. Share it with someone who you know, maybe a single mom, may have went through this, may have raised 2 kids and then popped out a baby and a 6-figure income stream in 12 months.
Right, all in 1 year.
In 12 months. If that sounds like somebody who you know, share, because sharing is caring. And that's why we do so much. We give away so much value, is because we really want y'all to know it's possible. You can do it because we did it.
Right.
You may lose your voice, okay? You may have to leave your home state, okay? You may have to end a bad relationship, okay? You may have to start a new study, pick up a new mindset, a new skill set, okay? But it can be done as long as you commit to it and you go after your dreams. So again, thank you so much, Tiana. We really appreciate you.
Oh, no problem.
Go on and drop that thought of the final thought of the day. One thing that everybody can marinate on this interview before we go ahead and hop off here.
If you can hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands.
All right. That's it. You can hold it in your mind. You can hold it in your hand.
Meaning, if you can visualize it, if you can visualize yourself with whatever it is, whether it's money, whether it's a relationship, whether it's business, whatever it may be, whatever, even if it's just a cup of coffee, right? If you can visualize yourself with a cup of coffee, somebody's going to bring you a cup of coffee.
Yep. So thank you so much, y'all, for joining us. We are going to wrap up. It's been absolutely amazing. We have the Mogul Mommy Map series. We're going to be bringing you more dope people, period. Whether they're in financial literacy, Forex trading, marketing, Candace Young, she had a t-shirt business. It doesn't matter. We bringing it to you. We telling you how we did it, how you can do it in a couple short, easy, all the smart acronym ways. Okay, so keep tuning in every single Monday with Leah Laverne and the Mogul Mommy Network, y'all. Remember, it's about making ideas happen. So get out there and go to work. Until next Monday. Bye. Thank you so much.